All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Lytham Spotlight Series, where we highlight public companies through insightful interviews and exclusive updates. My name is Robert Bloom, managing partner here at Lytham and your host. Today, we feature Dror Ortho-Design, who trades on the OTC under the ticker symbol DROR. Dror Ortho-Design is an AI-based orthodontic platform company that has developed a proprietary solution to correct people's smiles by straightening teeth using pulsating air delivered by a single custom-made smart aligner. Leading the conversation today is Ben Shamsian, a vice president here at Lytham Partners. He'll be interviewing Dror Ortho-Design Chief Executive Officer Lee Haddad regarding their company, their product, and what sets them apart in today's market. Before I turn it over, I want to remind everyone that on our YouTube channel, we also feature company presentations, fireside chats, and KOL panels from innovative companies and influential professionals in the industry. If you haven't done so already, you can hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content. And if you find today's episode insightful, hit that like button as well to let us know. I also want to note that this interview may feature forward-looking statements. So please refer to the end of this video or the links in the description box below for all appropriate disclaimers and disclosures. All right, without further ado, Ben, take it away.
Thank you, Robert, for that introduction. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. As Robert mentioned, my name is Ben Shamsian, and today I'm sitting down with Lee Haddad, Chief Executive Officer of Dror Ortho-Design. I'll be asking a few questions to learn more about Lee, the company, and their product, ZSmile. Lee, welcome.
Thanks, Ben. Thank you for having me. I look forward to it.
Great. Lee, let's start with if you can provide some background on yourself and how you came to Dror.
Sure. Well, it's interesting. I started out my journey graduating from Columbia and then went on a few-year stint at Morgan Stanley's M&A group in New York, focusing on media and tech deals. And after a few years of that, sort of went on to a 30-year career after in funding and building tech companies in various verticals, everything from software to infrastructure. Very fortunate that over the 30 years have structured around $85 billion worth of deals and raised $250 million of capital for startups in the Israeli market, for example, and have had 4 exits, 2 of them on the NASDAQ, and 2 of them were sales to strategic partners such as Panasonic, Sony, Comcast, and others. So that's been my background, and some of the people that I've known coming across in the finance world was a sort of mid-sized investment fund that focused on tech companies in growth mode. So they approached me 2 years ago and said, listen, we're looking at a company that's based in Israel, where I am based currently. They have an interesting technology in straightening teeth. Would you take a look at it and see what you could do? So I was very excited about that because I've known these people most of my life. I trust them very much. They have a very good eye. And once I saw that the product itself was real, they already had FDA clearance. They had the CE mark. It was a real product, but it needed some, loving care. The management team needed to be completely restructured. The investor profile also needed to be changed. So it's a typical startup where, the inventors kind of try to run the company for a few years and it doesn't work out, which is very typical in the space. So we did that. And we also sort of moved ahead the technology to the next level, which I felt was extremely important. Basically transforming this device called ZSmile, which is supposed to straighten teeth, and built it on top of an AI platform that is poised to really disrupt the aligner market.
All right. That's great. Thanks, Lee, for that. Let's talk about ZSmile. What is the problem that ZSmile is looking to solve?
Sure. It's a very interesting problem, very simple. And the good thing also is the solution itself is very simple. Every time I've described ZSmile to anyone, unlike all these other complicated solutions that I've come across throughout my life, ZSmile is something that after someone hears about it, says, oh, where can I get it, or where can my kids get it? It's very interesting to know that our smile, having a good smile, is extremely important. There was a study that was done by Real Self, and it turns out that 25% of Americans have had at least one cosmetic procedure, and 75% of Americans believe that if you have straighter teeth, you're going to have a better job. Oddly enough, the same study also says 73% of people would trust someone with straighter teeth as opposed to someone with a good job or a cool outfit or a wonderful car, that somehow the teeth, the smile, has such a huge impact on somebody's life. In fact, in terms of social interaction, it says the study says 57% higher likelihood of going out on a first date if your teeth are straight. So already we see that smiling and having that communication is extremely important. So what do people do now in the world to straighten out their teeth? Well, they have braces, and something that is extremely popular are aligners. The aligner market is something that has developed over the last few years, where, for example, in 2023, there were 22 million people in the US who opted for having plastic in their mouth 24/7 for almost an entire year just to be able to straighten their teeth. So it shows that people are wanting to fix their smile. They're willing to endure extreme sort of changes of lifestyle. For example, to walk around with even the clear aligners the entire day, it's a bit embarrassing to go to work and school. You have to take them out every time you want to eat or drink. Then you have to brush your teeth. And in addition, when you first put them in your mouth, it's a bit hard to speak. So about 12% of the people have lisping problems as a result of these clear aligners. And the other thing is that they're quite painful because they move. When you start your aligner treatment, you're prescribed around 10 to 20, sometimes more, different aligner trays that you have to go to the orthodontist. He puts them in the mouth, and they forcefully push the teeth to their next position until you get to the final aligner, and that's your better smile. That takes about a year, and each time it's quite painful, and you have to go visit the doctor every time you change the aligner. And if you happen to lose, if you're a teenager, you're going to school, and you happen to lose one of the aligners while you're taking it off and brushing, then it's going to be quite some time before you have a replacement aligner sent to you. So what we did at ZSmile is came up with a solution that all you need is one mouthpiece, one aligner. It's exactly shaped like a regular aligner that you wear at night, and using the AI base unit, which is attached to this aligner, there's a gentle pulsing of air that blows a balloon up inside the aligner and gently moves the teeth while you sleep. The interesting thing is that it's half the time, the treatment time of a regular aligner. There is no pain. And because we built it in this new way, the doctors are able to remotely see if the patient is compliant with their treatment plan, how many hours they've worn it. And also the interesting, cool part of it, as part of the AI engine, is using a cell phone. Patients just make a video of their mouth, and it gets sent to the doctor, and it builds a three-dimensional model of the teeth that he can see the progress from week to week, and he can change the treatment plan even remotely. So what do you have now? With ZSmile, you have a way that fixes teeth, that doesn't have the pain of aligners, that you wear in the privacy of your home, that you don't have to parade around all day, reduced office visits, and you can eat and drink and live your life normally the entire day. So that's a very big sort of step in this market. And we'll get into about how it opens up a totally new market for different doctors other than the regular orthodontists who are in the market of prescribing aligners.
Great. Thanks, Lee. Let's move on to the market. The current market for teeth straightening. Who's in there, and where can you take market share with ZSmile?
Sure. Thanks. Good question, Ben. The interesting thing is that actually Invisalign, which is a giant company in the aligner space, did a study and found that there's about 500 million people globally, which is about between 60 to 75% of the population of the world have crooked teeth. So 500 million of them can actually benefit from some kind of an aligner to straighten the teeth. However, currently only 4% or so of the market is actually receiving treatment. And that's for a lot of reasons. First of all, there's a very difficult perception in metal braces, as everyone knows. Other kinds of braces, people don't want to walk around with that. Also, the affordability of treatment. Some of these treatments go for $5,000-$6,000, and a lot of people can't afford that. And also, since it's this correction is limited to orthodontists being able to prescribe it, it creates a very slow trajectory of adoption in the marketplace. Now, even though, like I said before, 22 million people or $6.3 billion worth of aligners were sold in 2023, but this is talking about in the US, there's only 15,817 orthodontists. It's not a huge amount, 15,817 orthodontists. And they're the ones who are driving the aligner market. Now, interesting enough, there's 159,000 general practice dentists. But what's the difference? The orthodontist has been trained to understand tooth movement, how teeth move, how to fix them, whether it's braces or aligners. And dentists are not trained in that. They're trained for cavities, crowns, you know it. Anything to do with tooth movement is really not in their training. Now, it's true that out of that group, there's about 12,000 GPs who have also had some orthodontic training and have been prescribing aligner treatment. But imagine if we can come up with, and as we did with ZSmile, an AI-driven solution that a general practice dentist who doesn't have any orthodontic background can receive an out-of-the-box solution to prescribe to their patients. That would be a huge opportunity for the dentist to grow their practice and be able to offer smile correction solutions. In addition, orthodontists who are being bombarded, these 15,000 orthodontists are bombarded continuously with new software and new technology. And what they want to focus on is reducing chair time and being able to see as many patients as possible. With ZSmile, since the patients don't have to visit the doctors so often, they can basically have a huge increase in patients without having the constant 2 to 3 week visitation to change aligners, because the AI platform basically lays out the whole treatment plan for the dentist, for the orthodontist, and everyone gets an out-of-the-box solution. So therefore, the market share that's available is actually pretty large. And even though ZSmile is really intended for the social six, so social six, out of all the malocclusion that exists in the orthodontic world, is about 30%. So 30% of all sort of tooth movement that is necessary is relating to the social six, which is the top 6 and the lower 6 teeth. And ZSmile addresses that market in a very efficient way.
That's great. So talk about the next steps in commercializing ZSmile.
Sure. Now, like I mentioned before, what we did is we moved the product that had been had its clinical trials, FDA approval, and has treated 300 patients in U.S., Israel, and Europe to a new design. So it has a new design. It has an entirely new software platform that is based on artificial intelligence. It has a mobile app that is a companion that constantly tells people how they're doing in their progress. So one of the things that needs to happen is we're going to go back and receive updated certification and approvals from FDA, CE, etc. That's already underway. We're currently going through user experience trial here in Israel, where for the first time in a while we've rolled out the new prototype to people, and they're using the machine and the application, and doctors are able to follow their usage. So that's exciting. That should be in the next few months. We're going to be focusing on that and tweaking whatever needs to be done. And then we're ready to have a go-to-market where we will be able to, we're taking several sort of approaches to go-to-market, in that we are going to do a very big social media campaign where people will see very clearly the solution that, instead of wearing plastic the whole day, you can just stay at home, wear this thing that gently puts it has a little balloon that fixes your teeth while you sleep. People have no problem sleeping with it or working with it on their computer. And then they say, well, what happens if my dentist or my orthodontist doesn't provide this treatment? Because most other products like aligners, the point of sales is done by the doctor. But what happens if the patient who saw this on their TikTok or Instagram that, hey, I want this, they just go with their cell phone to the doctor, one click, the doctor gets onboarded in about 20 minutes. He can actually start prescribing ZSmile without all the months of training and cost that would be for a regular aligner. So that's pretty much the sort of outline of where we are with the product and its go-to-market strategy currently.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for my questions today. Lee, thank you again for joining us on the Spotlight Series. It's great having you. For anyone who's looking to schedule a one-on-one meeting with Dror, please send me an email at shamsian@lythampartners.com. That's SHAMSIAN@lythampartners.com. Robert, with that, I will hand it back over to you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Ben and Lee, for that update. And thank you to all of our viewers for tuning in to another episode of the Lytham Spotlight Series. If you'd like to learn more about Lytham Partners, feel free to visit our website at lythampartners.com. And again, make sure to check out our YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button so you're always up to date on the latest content. Thanks for watching.